This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed Nashville-based indie pop artist, the one and only daena. But before we get to our interview, here is a sneak peek at her incredible talent with her song, Bright Enough.
Been in love with the same girl since we were teenagers. Can't imagine my life without her. Didn't know I was proud till I found her. But every couple of months I'm afraid I made it up, not enough to be taken serious when I say this is serious, not a phase. Why is everybody trying to make me fit into the only way that they see? Hate me for the rules that I'm breaking. Is my flag bright enough? Am I waving it high enough? And am I on the outside?
Well, hello, daena. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me.
daena, I'm so grateful that we are finally getting together, and you are such a bright light. So of course we're going to be talking about, first and foremost, your song, Bright Enough. How about that for a segue? daena, talk to me a little bit about how the idea of the song came about for you.
Yeah, I mean, that song was probably one of the most personal songs I've ever written. And, I wrote it with two of my friends, Nell Maynard and Molly Adele Brown. And me and Nell had been friends and written a bunch of songs together before, but me and Molly met that day, actually. And we started talking and just realized that both of our journeys as queer women were pretty similar. And, we just instantly connected over that. And we were like, I think we need to write about this today. And it turned into, it's just the song it is.
I feel like with your music, daena, you're giving me like 90s, early 2000 vibes. It's like I'm cuddling up to a familiar blanket, yet it's new and today. So you have this perfect fusion of both. Am I totally off base here?
That is like the best compliment. I am so glad that I'm giving off those vibes, because that's like exactly what I want to do.
And on top of that, daena, I feel like now more than ever, maybe because we're living through, I don't know, a freaking pandemic, we're all kind of leaning more toward like nostalgia, to looking back to look forward. And I feel like your music could not have come at a better time. So I'm curious, first and foremost, even though I know the answer is probably yes, if there is this intentional vibe that you're giving off, is it because of your own love of 90s, early 2000 musics and vibes? And if so, what is it about that genre and feel that you like most?
I mean, I think that's definitely part of it. I do have a lot of artists that are current artists making music today that inspire me, like Soccer Mommy, especially, the Aces and Haim. But I think they also take a lot of influences from the 90s and the early 2000s. And even some of my stuff on my EP that I put out in 2020, there was even some 80s influences in there. So I just think there's something so fun about those decades of music, and especially going into the early 2000s. Like, that's what I grew up on, that's the stuff that I listened to growing up. And so it just kind of holds a special place in my heart, and it's fun, and it feels really good. It feels good.
What also makes me feel good, also being a queer artist myself, is that you are so unapologetically authentic about not only who you are, but your normalization of what it is to be a queer person of the planet, but also about the relationships and the identities and how they really run the gamut. And you do so, daena, with kindness, with gratitude, with positivity. And again, I've done over 900 interviews thus far in 8 months with artists all over the world coming on board this amazing new app. And I truly have never met an artist like you. And so first and foremost, I just want to say, when I'm listening to your music, not to get emotional on a Sunday, but you can see I'm getting a little teary-eyed thinking about it. Is I'm thinking about the young Danas out there and the young Wills out there who may finally have a North Star in you to know that there's a place for them in this world. And I
That is
just think it's really
so
beautiful.
sweet. Thank you so much. That truly, I almost got emotional too because that means so much to me. And the fact, like, that's why I just want to be 100% genuine all the time, like about being queer and anything else, because you know, kids need that. They need to see themselves in people in the entertainment industry and songwriters and musicians and just artists living their truth. And that's such an important part of why I make music, you know.
Well, it's evident. And also on top of it, Daena, the it factor that you have beyond your talent is
Oh,
that you're innately relatable. And I'm sure you've gotten that before, but I really want you to just really take it because you have such a relatability factor about you that is undeniable. And again, I've never met an artist like you. And
thank you so much.
well,
It's really funny because, you know, growing up, I always kind of thought that I was so, like, I was weird. And I still feel like I'm weird, but I love it. Like, I want to be weird. And so it's funny because a lot of times in songwriting, being super specific about like weird things that I've gone through, and then realizing that people actually do relate to that because like we're all weird. You know
universal.
what I mean?
It's
Specific is
universal.
more universal, yeah.
But this is what's important about what you're doing, Daena, in the normalization. You are living your life in absolute truth with the capital T, but you are showing and not telling. You are showing the world that actually there's more that makes us similar than different.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
I mean, I could talk to you all day. Listen,
Oh,
before I get to my final question, I want to let everyone know for more on the incredible Daena, you can read more about her right below this video. Please just go on a Daena rabbit hole like I have, and your heart will be filled with nostalgia, joy, hope, just a effing great bop of a time. Daena, if you could give advice to a young Daena out there, whomever they may be, female, male, non-binary, but maybe a young Daena who's at the end of the cafeteria table, eating alone, thinking they're weird, a misfit, outsider. And what advice would you give to them?
I would say, you know, first of all, never be afraid to be weird or different or stand out because that's what's going to make you you. But also, don't be afraid to explore what that means. And if it changes over time, that's normal and that's good. So don't be, you know, don't box yourself in so much, I think, even if that's boxing yourself in as I'm the weird kid. You know what I mean? Like, I think just feel free to explore who you are and who you're going to be. You know, that's going to change for the rest of your life. So I would just encourage everyone listening to do that and to continuously do that over time.
I wish we were in the same city, and even though we're in
Me
a
too.
pandemic, I would literally just like go out to coffee with you right now.
Same.
Your vibe, Daena, I mean, unbelievable. Well, listen, for more on the incredible Daena, like I said, you can read more about it right below this video. As beautiful New York City, 57th Street, sirens by, you could just see it at my window. Daena, final bonus question. Is there anything you're working on now that you can maybe give us a little sneak peek about, or when we can hear about it, and maybe a rough idea about what it is conceptually?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been writing a lot for the past 2 years. So I feel like 2022 is going to be a big year for me musically. Maybe an album is in the works. Who knows? So
What?
yeah, I'm kind of exploring, like, pushing genre boundaries and seeing what I can do to push it more rock, but keep with my pop influences. And yeah, I'm just exploring.
Well, listen, Daena, your talent is boundless, and the foundation is always going to be unapologetic Daena. So because of that North Star being so clear, you can do any genre. And like you said before to that young Daena, you don't box yourself in either. And I know you know that, but just a reminder that no one boxes Daena in, because your talent is truly boundless and limitless. And I am just so grateful, not only for your time today, not only that you're coming on board this amazing new app, but that we're connected now.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing, and you're so sweet.
I'm from New York. I say it like it is. What am I going to do?
Hey, I'm from Jersey. I get it.
Wait, you're in Jersey?
I know. Central, originally.
We'll talk. Okay, Daena, thank you.
Thank you so much.